Welcome back to Zwartkops and Car Care Clinic action now from the 111 GT Sports and Saloons. And in race number 1, a big field got out onto the circuit to do some battle. And it was going to be interesting to see who would take Class A, B, C, D and X as they headed down into turn number 1. Great start initially coming out of Gerard Henning. He would lead things out with Piet Potgieter on his tail and Adrian Dalton fighting hard as well with Lebotsky. In the Class Bs, looking out for that big battle, and it would be Dalton and Lebotsky who headed that one up. But they were quite close to the front end initially. And initially it was all about Gerard Henning, who kept it at the front, and Piet Potgieter all over his tail with some new livery on the side of the car, running Rocky livery. Great to see that. Lebotsky going at it with Dalton, very tight for Class Bs, and just behind them, not too far off, Veyers, LaRue and Gerard Potgieter all fighting for Class C honours. In Class X, Rian Draper was the man to catch, and initially was hounded at the front end by Johan van Heerden and looking for a way through there, Roland Hopkins. It was all about a big mistake coming in the closing stages for Johan van Heerden that saw him stricken on the sideline, and Henning taking the first win in Class A. Class B's went to Dalton, easily done in the end, with a little bit of smoke coming out of the extra shoes car. He beat out in second place Wayne Lebotsky for Class B. A's was Henning, B's was Dalton, C's went to Veyers, a great drive from Van Heerden to take the D's, and X went to Draper. Let's catch up with Gerard Henning now after that victory in the 111 Sports and Saloons.
Thanks to God, fantastic day. We're very blessed to be here. A new car, busy sorting it out. Family is supporting me. Yanni at home supporting me. So yeah, no, great one for the day.
Race 1 of the GT Sports and Saloons would see them combine with a brand new category on the day, GDC Super Cup. And it would be really interesting to see whether the GT Sports and Saloon guys could get in the mix with the back end of the Super Cup. Leading things out, it's Brad Liebenberg and Jeff Kruger in the Universal Healthcare car, and they would disappear at the front end, but we would be interested to see what was going to happen with Bob Neal and Wouter Roos, who are on the front row for the GT Sports and Saloons. Down towards turn 1, good start there, and you can see just getting in the mix there, the Team Perfect Circle cars and the SMD machines of Dumini and Maharaj. And Maharaj would be a big concern because look at that, Bob Neal already looking for a way round and putting the ST Focus possibly on the inside and up ahead of Maharaj as they went into turn 2. Further back, some great battles expected all through the field, and it was good to see the X-Production cars in full flight. Neil getting up ahead of Manoj Maharaj and giving Sean Germany a bit of a run for his money initially as well. Car Care Clinic also getting into the mix there with Wouter Roos, ahead now of Maharaj. Problems for Louis Klutzy though, he popped it on the sideline, and the Arc Beetle unfortunately not making it to the end of the race. Richard de Roos back into the hunt there with Van der Pfeiffer, closing down on the ACD machine, and what a good bit of driving there coming out of that little Hyundai. Roos now trying to find a way through there on the Subaru and can't quite get there. And it looks like coming to the checkered flag, Andre Besaidno from Team Perfect Circle just being pipped to the line by Bob Neal, who would take the victory in the GT Sports and Saloons. Neal takes the victory ahead of Wouter Roos and Richard de Roos, and then Leonard Archer in that little Hyundai coming through, beating out Van der Pfeiffer, De Lange and Klutzy. Heading straight into race number 2, a little bit of work to be done there by Louis Klutzy in the Beetle. Hopefully he gets that all sorted out and back on track. Some final preparations by some of the other teams as we now combine GT Sports and Saloons with the 111 Sports and Saloons into a big field of 21 cars. Coming out of G&H Transport corner now, the front is Bob Neal and Wouter Roos. Watching the background for De Lange, that red stripe on the blue bonnet of the ST Focus. Diving on the inside of Leonard Archer, can't quite get through though, but De Lange will definitely be a big concern as he comes through there in a very quick car. Leading things out in 111 Sports and Saloons at this stage, still Gerard Henning. He's got a little bit of pressure coming from the outside, and you can see that pressure comes from Piet Potgieter, and right on his tail, Dalton and Harvey as well. Mark Harvey Wallbanger back in the hunt. We go on board here with Rainer van Heerden in the Polo, a little bit further back there with G-Tech, looking for a way through to close things down as they head up towards turn 3. Coming out of turn 3 there, big move from Mark de Toy, diving on the inside of Richard de Roos in the Porsche, and the BMW just squeezing through. That Z4, very capable car around this track, closing down on De Lange and Archer. But it's Bob Neal setting the pace. Wouter Roos in second place for Car Care Clinic. Van der Pfeiffer just under a bit of threat there from the ACD Valcom machine. Little Hyundai of Leonard Archer's got a real good turn of pace. He's done a great job with that car. Look at how he's heading out at this stage. I think he's still ahead of the Porsche and just behind that Subaru. Loses out to De Lange as they came into turn 6, but just hangs on. Here comes the Toy though. Dives on the inside of the final corner and finds a way past Archer, demoted down. He seems to be dropping by the wayside because here comes Henning. Henning putting the pressure on, and Gerard Henning is a very tough competitor, particularly around Zwartkops. He found a way past, and just behind him, de Roos lines up. As you can see, De Lange there just ahead, and they're closing down on him. It's a great battle here. This mid-pack is starting to heat up properly. Piet Potgieter now putting the pressure onto the back end of Archer. Can he find a way through there? Will it be a case of the man with the Rocky livery on the side of his car will be able to get through? 249 leading Class D, that is Peter Kitsoff. D's having a bit of a fight of their own. Yorick Smith just in the background there as well. Watch out for him in the Phoenix Auto Spares car. Josh Veyers now leading out Class C, even though he's got Class E on the side of his car. Maybe the sign writers weren't open during lockdown. We'll get that sorted out by the next time we get into racing, I'm sure. But look at the pressure coming here. Oh, it's very close. Little Corsa under big threat. And 124 is Maritz Leroux. Can he find a way past? He doesn't want to end up on the sideline like he did in the first heat. So he's going to just be a little bit more ginger. Dalton pulling away now, looking very good for a possibility of another win in the Class Bs. But he's got Mark Harvey Wallbanger not too far behind him there in the ADAPT Signs machine. That Porsche 924, very quick around here as well, particularly in the hands of Mark Harvey. Bochke with some problems. I was about to say, he's parked it on the sideline, and looks like Yorick Smith also with a bit of issues, pulling onto the inside of turn 1 by the looks of things there. So Yorick Smith with some problems there in the Mazda. Hopefully he'll be able to get going again, but it doesn't look like it. Reinout van Heerden on the final lap. And whoa, there you go. That's why he was holding that outside line. Diving through is Bob Neal, and I think Bob Neal might have been under a bit of pressure from Wouter Roos, which is why he wanted to just put these two cars, or a car, between himself and the man from Car Care Clinic Cape Town. Super run there from Wouter Roos as he comes into the final stages, and very, very tight stuff. Yeah, there he is. Finds a way past Reino, eventually gets through on the SAP machine, and it is 1 and 2 at this point in time, with Bob Neal in the Ford, taking the victory ahead of Wouter Roos in the Car Care Clinic GTI. Just in the background, waiting for Mark de Dooy to come across the line. He's going to get third place in the GT category. So the drive there from Trans Africa Racing's de Dooy to come through. And you can see he had to battle a little bit, as there was a lot of traffic out there with 21 cars. Henning looking for Class A honours. He's still coming into the thick of it. And in fact, in the middle of the GT category, he's made his way up into 4th place overall on the track, just ahead there of Van der Vyver in the Subaru. Adrian Dalton coming for honours in Class B now, a long way down the road from Mark Harvey. Mark Harvey's been able to get away due to the fact that we had the loss of Wayne Lebochke. Confirmation of results, GT is going to Bob Neal, Class A to Henning, Class B goes to Adrian Dalton, the C's goes to Veyers yet again, and Van Heerden takes D's, with Rian Draper taking X. Let's catch up with Wouter Roos now, after a great day in the saddle.
What an absolute treat it was today. Paul and I had a wonderful dice. The first race we raced with the rest of the Super Cup cars. And in the second race, GT Sports and Saloons joined 111. And we had an absolute jaw out there. Wonderful day. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be able to race again, even though we don't have spectators at the track. But we are truly privileged to be able to enjoy our sport again.